We've got what's probably our best water buffalo so far, and actually, the leaderboard one has that kind of weird thing going on at the end of its horns. Hello and welcome back to the Hunter Classic. So today we're out here on Piccabeen Bay for another trophy hunt video, and we are just here in the trophy lodge to see what animals we have to beat in terms of score. We got a 166 water buffalo, 152 sandbar, 146 rusa, and of course our melanistic 112 bantang. So the bantang is probably going to stay, but if we can find like a 130 or 140 to put on the wall. I got a 144 yesterday, which was like 10th on the leaderboard, but of course that wasn't in recording, so that's just in my other lodge. But we're going to head out and see what we can find. So we've got a herd of rusa deer coming in. We'll just take one of the females. I haven't seen a male, so actually maybe we can get two, or they can run at me for some reason. Rather than shooting one in the body and having to track a female, I'll just ignore them and continue on, because we're not getting any trophies out of a female. But I'm hoping to get at least like a maybe 180, 190 water buffalo. I don't think I'm going to mount anything until the end, because my best water buffalo right now is a 202, which again I got while not recording, so that's in my other trophy lodge at the moment. But yeah, that's kind of the score I'm going for, and like as I said, 130 to 140 for the bantang. So we've got our first water buffalo of the hunt, and it looks like a pretty decent one. Somewhere around the area of the one we got in the lodge already, or maybe a bit bigger. I think I spooked a sandbar deer down that way, and that's why he was kind of leaving, but we'll just take our shot from here, I think. And he is down. Hopefully I can cross the river somewhere around there. I didn't really think about that, but it looks like right here will work. So like I said, I don't think I'm going to mount anything until the end, because I tend to find some pretty decent looking animals on this map, and that's a bantang. It almost looks like another melanistic, to be quite honest. We'll see if we can get him as well. There he is, finally. He got into some kind of thick stuff and I couldn't see him. I think we can squeeze a shot between those two trees, though. Yeah, we definitely hit him from the looks of it. I was kind of worried that maybe we caught, like, the hitbox on one of those trees since it was so far away. But I do think we hit him, and that looked like a decent one as well. And maybe another melanistic, which leads me to believe that maybe they're not quite as rare as I was kind of hoping after taking the one last hunt. But we do have this water buffalo here, which, as I said, looks to be like 170, maybe 180, if we're lucky. And I think we are going to be able to cross here, so that works out. But yeah, I don't know if I completed what I was talking about earlier, because that bantang showed up. What I was saying was I tend to find a lot of like pretty decent animals, even in one hunt, so I don't want to mount anything and then just mount another one over top of it. So we'll wait till the end. Actually, this guy is not quite as big as I thought. He's probably closer to 160, actually. 175. Not too bad. Let's see if we can find this bantang, because I think he was actually 120 or higher. Looks like we made a single lung shot, so we shouldn't be going very far. That 340 is just not fair on the animals on this map. And we've got a water buffalo straight ahead. I'm just going to mark that somewhere around in there. And I do believe this is another melanistic bantang, but this one I believe is a bit bigger. 118 score, so he's around what I thought. He's not huge, so not going to take too much time, but he does beat the other melanistic that we have. So if we don't get a better bantang, I'll probably mount that one. We can have maybe like one over the fireplace and one still on the full body mount. Of course, the bigger one would go there, but hopefully we can just find a bigger one, because I probably don't want to mount two average size bantang, even though they are sort of rare, because from the looks of it, they're not extremely rare. So we should have another water buffalo around here somewhere. As big as they are, they hide incredibly well, and they do bed down a lot, so I'm wondering maybe if it's bedded somewhere where I can't see it, but oh, there it is. I was going to say, generally they'll get up and charge you if you get close. That one looks decent. Nothing crazy special. I thought there was a whole herd here, though, based off the tracks that I had, but it's not really looking that way. That looked like a male, but I haven't seen a male with like the reddish color on it, and I thought this one did have it. Let's check and see. Evidently it's a female. That's probably the biggest female I've had. 115 score. Actually, I think maybe the first female I got was like 140 score, but it had like the really flat horns. But anyway, I had a couple of banteng fleeing tracks, as well as a lot more water buffalo tracks up here. I don't really know where they got to, but maybe we can find them. We've got what looks like another female water buffalo heading our way. Maybe we'll let this one charge, because we've not seen that yet this hunt. I don't think that's the one I heard call a minute ago, but maybe we can find that one as well. Alright, a little bit too close for comfort, but I do like the charging animation. It's a bit more realistic, I think, than other animals in the game. 138 score on that one. And actually, I just saw a couple of them running away up there. Let's see if there's any decent horns or not. They can just go out of sight. But since there's a few up there, we'll definitely head that way and see if any of them are decent. So we've got a banteng here. Don't ask me how I can lose a herd of one-ton creatures, but I did. I have no idea where those buffalo got to, but we are just going to continue hunting. As much sense as it makes to be hunting along the water, I find a lot more buffalo away from the water, which I guess kind of makes sense, because if they were all just hanging out in the water, it would be a slaughter fest. You could just run along and take them all out with the 340, because they do drop. Which also I do find interesting, because when you see buffalo hunting, not necessarily like the water buffalo that would live in Australia, but like African buffalo, you can shoot them straight through the lungs, and they pretty much will survive it for a while. So that one's interesting. I'm not really going to complain too much about it, though. I definitely don't mind not having to track them extra. But here is our banteng with the foot sticking out of its back. That's a bit glitchy, but we took her through the heart, actually. 114 score on that one. I think we're going to fast travel, hopefully to get out of the rain, but also just to move. I'm going to run a bit because we're really close to 1,000 meters, and we'll save one camp and supplies by doing that. So we've got another banteng out here. This is probably one of the first of this kind of brownish color I've seen. Unfortunately, it's a female as well, but we'll still take it out. There's a lot of banteng tracks over here, so going to watch and see if any others try to escape up the hill. Right over here is where I got the 144, by the way, which I think is the other brown banteng that I've seen. But if you're curious where I'm at, it's just here by the lakes or ponds, whatever you want to call them, in this general area. And I did get it on the hill that we're facing. It was just to the right a bit. And now it's being nice and sliding down the hill for us, so we don't have to run as far. I don't know if it was doing that before, or if going into the map and back out kind of like respawned it or something to get it to slide down. I didn't really notice, but wow, it doesn't look as brown from here. It's almost like a black now that we're up close. But 110 score, we're kind of going backwards in terms of score for banteng. They're getting progressively smaller, but hopefully we can find at least one decent one. We did get one water buffalo that's going to top our best, and actually the melanistic banteng is bigger than the other one we have, so at least we have a couple animals that we can mount if we don't get anything better, but I'd like to top the couple animals we have by at least a little bit more. So we've got another female water buffalo here. We're going to take it out. It shouldn't go too far, but I guess maybe we should put another bullet in it, if it'll run into the open anyway. And it goes down just before it gets in the open, so that will work. But I had to start another hunt because my sound stopped working. If you have a USB headset and you so much as bump where the USB is going into the computer when playing this game, for some reason the sound completely shuts off and you can't get it to start again without starting another hunt. So that is why I started another one. But the one thing it did do is that now water buffalo calls will give me male or female. The rest of the animals I'm not high enough tracking. I think it is level 5. We've got what's probably our best water buffalo so far, and actually the leaderboard one has that kind of weird thing going on at the end of its horns. That definitely should be a lung shot, so we can take a look at that when we get up there. But so it looks like we made a lung shot on this buffalo as well. I'm curious to see what he's going to score, because as I said, like the end of the the horns rather, I keep wanting to say antlers, they have that kind of unique thing going on. You can see, like, it's not as obvious from that side, but see how they get like a bit larger there at the end. Like the leaderboard one does that. So let's see if this one's going to be anything crazy special. They're kind of tough to judge. 234, yes please. That is a huge one. I think yesterday 235 was top of the leaderboard. That is awesome. That one is heading straight to the lodge. It's a bit more obvious now up close it is that big, but from a distance it looked kind of like any other like 180, 190 buffalo, but man, 234, that's got to be still high up on the leaderboards. That is a really nice buffalo, and we're sending him straight to the lodge. No need to wait on that one. So here's what we got. As you can see, first off, the difference between that 234 water buffalo from today and the 166 from yesterday is insane. Not only just the length and the general size of the horns, but also you can see a body size difference if you really look at them. The 234 is just significantly larger of an animal, but also we've got our 118 melanistic bantang here, as well as the 112 from yesterday over here on the wall. So we're starting to get a pretty decent trophy lodge going. We didn't replace the Rusa or the Sambar. That we'll have to work on later. But next time I think we're going to be on Settler Creeks, and then we'll be starting to really get a decent lodge put together if we can get a few mounters from there. But yeah, definitely looking good. And man, this 234 water buffalo is awesome. So with that, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give a like if you did, and I'll see you in the next one.